Earlier, we heard from one woman about her battle with heart disease. But did you know that heart disease is actually the #1 killer of all women in North America? It's time to do something about it.
That's right. Well, Sherry Torkos is the author of Saving Women's Hearts. She's here to discuss some of the myths and misconceptions about women and heart disease. She's also got some simple ways you can start protecting your heart today. Sherry, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And you're a pharmacist and author, right?
Yeah, pharmacist and health author.
Lots of misconceptions out there. We got to get through a couple of these before we get to your other tips here. A lot of people think it's an issue just for elderly women.
That's right. We think of men and we think of elderly women, but we don't realize that heart disease is actually a disease that can affect us when we're in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. So it's something we need to be aware of and proactive.
Even in 20s, we just saw Stephanie Chan, and she waited 6 months before she did anything about it. I think a lot of us think that men should be treated more aggressively than women when it comes to heart disease.
And that's another misconception. In fact, women don't often receive the standard of care when they do have a heart attack. They often delay going to the emergency room because they dismiss their symptoms as stress or maybe anxiety or heartburn. When they do get to the emergency room, they're more likely to be investigated as having emotional issues rather than cardiovascular issues.
Yikes.
And they often are more likely than men to die after a heart attack, unfortunately.
Which explains why it says risk factors for heart disease, you know, they're not the same for women as they are in men. Women, it's stress.
Stress is a huge one, absolutely. In fact, stress is becoming a more and more significant risk factor for heart disease, especially in women. It can trigger your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels can go up, and it can cause clotting and inflammation. So we need to address the stress.
Address the stress. Also, it looks like our diet too. You've got some tips
I've got
today.
some tips, and the first tip is to be optimistic and to be positive, because studies have shown that optimists actually have lower rates of heart disease. So that's the first tip.
The glass is half full.
Right, exactly, half full. The second is to get more exercise, and I brought a pedometer here, so you can actually keep track of how many steps you're taking each day, and aim to get about 10,000 steps a day. You may be surprised how little or how much activity you're actually getting, and exercise can fight heart disease in a number of ways.
That's great to know. And also the whole grain breads that we choose, the kind of foods that we eat make a big difference.
Whole grains can help make you feel more full. It can also help lower cholesterol, so whole grain pastas, steel cut oats. This is a great cereal that has chia seed in it, quinoa. These whole grains are fantastic. And also along the lines of what we're putting into our bodies, we hear a lot about the benefits of garlic. Garlic can help reduce multiple risk factors for heart disease. It helps with blood pressure, cholesterol, lowers homocysteine. It also improves circulation.
Good thing I love garlic.
Yeah, we all love garlic. It's fantastic. But if you want the benefits of garlic without garlic breath, that's when you should look at this aged odorless garlic extract, the Kyolic. Get the benefits of garlic without the garlic breath. And again, dozens and dozens of studies on that. And fish oil supplements as well. Fish oils can reduce multiple risk factors again for heart disease.
Okay.
What about trans fat? We hear a lot about that these days. How does that affect our heart?
Trans fats are actually more dangerous to our hearts than saturated fats. So you want to avoid foods that contain hydrogenated oils, and some of the healthier oils. We hear about olive oil, but one of the keys to the Mediterranean diet. Olive oil is very healthy, but you should add that to your salads and foods after you cook. For cooking, I recommend using Malaysian palm oil, and this is rich in tocotrienols, which is a potent form of vitamin E, also has some natural beta-carotene in it as well. And one of the beautiful things about the palm oil is that it is solid at room temperature. You can see this jar here.
Yeah, it does look a little strange.
It's solid, but it's actually non-hydrogenated, and so you can cook with it. It's stable at higher temperatures. And the Malaysian palm oil, you'll find even in the Smart Balance products, the peanut butter and the spread, they again have this Malaysian palm oil, which is very beneficial, helps to maintain good cholesterol levels.
Good to have you back. If you want to find other myths and misconceptions about your heart and various ways to treat it, you can pick up a copy of Saving Women's Hearts. It's available now.